A Khanyisa Mayo update. Njabulo Blom finds a new club. Concerns over Shinga and concerns over Aiden McCarthy. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pilo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. We are really close to reaching 60,000 subscribers, so do make sure to subscribe to the channel before the end of this month so that we reach our target, which is 60,000 subscribers. Okay, so we have an update on Khanyisa Mayo, although it's dubious, like really dubious, because everything about this story just makes me say, I don't want to believe this because it doesn't even sound real. And I'm going to read you the exact quote from Patrick Mayo according to eKickoff. I know that they can go low at times. I just don't think they would go this low. So maybe they are right about this because they are quoting Patrick Mayo. They are not saying that according to an inside source, but they are saying this is what they got from Patrick Mayo. So they are saying this. They are saying that Patrick Mayo, when he was interviewed by Kickoff, he says, yes, Kaizer Chiefs called me last week to find out if I would give Khanyisa Mayo my blessing to join the club. It is Khanyisa who decide whether he wants to join them. I told Chiefs I would be happy to see Khanyisa at the club because there would be a historic moment. He would be following in his father's footsteps, and that would make me a proud father. Now, someone could say, yeah, Mpilo, Patrick Mayo definitely said this. He's a former Kaizer Chiefs legend, and if Chiefs wanted to sign a striker of Khanyisa Mayo's caliber, then it makes sense for them to go through his father. But then my thing is, why would Kaizer Chiefs, I know sometimes they are dubious in how they do things. My question is, why would they do something that they know could get them a FIFA ban? Because you don't go to a player who's contracted with another club and talk to them. So you don't go personal terms and then go to the club. You start with the club, ask for permission to talk to the player. Maybe you can agree club to player details. Okay, this is how much money I want, blah, blah, blah. But then you still need to pay the club money. But before you even talk to the player, you must talk to the club. So for me, it just makes no sense. And Patrick Mayo even says that he then did tell them that, but you have to talk to Khanyisa himself. And Vela in this quote, he does say that he's still contracted to the club and his contract ends in 2027. And if you look at how much Khanyisa Mayo would cost to get from the hands of Belouizdad, you see that it's 19,566,000. That is the market value according to transfer market, but the team could ask for more because there were talks that it was bought for around that figure. But then another thing that you'd see that is very interesting with Khanyisa Mayo is this. I want to show you. Is this thing. I don't know if you can see. It's just showing the wrong thing. I wanted to show you that his market value, his highest market value was 1.4 million euros. That was the time when he was at Captaincy before he left. But since he joined Belouizdad, his transfer fee, his valuation has dropped significantly. And the main reason for that could be the fact that they have not really found in the previous season, they didn't seem to find a place for him to play in the team. As such, he had a period where he was adjusting. So it's possible that Chiefs, if they tried really hard, Belouizdad might be willing to speak to them, especially because he's also a foreigner that side. So, fingers crossed. But let's also talk about the other person, Njabulo Blom, who I know is not coming to Chiefs, but left the Kaizer Chiefs and is now playing in Vietnam. This was a report by Far Post. They reported this and they even showed him a picture. Now, I will tell you something. Njabulo Blom, guys. One thing that I do not understand is, what is a 25-year-old doing in Vietnam? Like, what are you doing in Vietnam? Brother, I've seen enough. Uguti, if you have an agent who really cares, you can get a move to Europe, even in Portuguese second division. Work your way up. But Mayo Vietnam, what are you doing there? If it's financially motivated and he wants to get his family out of poverty, I respect that. But if it's a professional decision, then I do not understand, because then as for growth as a player, I just don't see how it makes sense for a 25-year-old to move to Vietnam. Like, he could literally be playing, go Sweden, he could go to Cyprus. He could find a way. If it seems like up there in Austria they are recruiting, they just go to Mart. I'm an agent and I feel like they're letting players down at times, because wow, honestly. And there were talks ukuthi uBlomvele Chiefs, he did not want to play as a right back when the coach played him there. And we saw it showed that he didn't want to do it. And I wonder whether this trend of him falling out of love with football is continuing to a point whereby he is now just saying, just let me play for money at this point because I don't care about the game. I wonder. Not to mention, it's so hot that side. On top of that, it's not just the heat, it's the competition, it's the language. Ngakutshela wena, Southeast Asia. Which brings us to Kaizer Chiefs. So Kaizer Chiefs has been criticized by Tshepo Masilela, who said that Kaizer Chiefs is a good player, but he has a lot of questions to answer defensively. And he even mentioned the fact that in the second goal that we conceded against FC 20, could have done better. And I did say this after on the post-match reaction video from 2 days ago, that Shinga looks like he's still suspect defensively in other areas. So those things need to be fixed. And a lot of you guys on the comments, I read them, although I didn't respond, but I saw them. People were saying that he looks like he's running like he's injured. And I saw that as well. So I wonder if that is affecting him, because if he's injured, then don't play him, because you're going to make it worse. You're going to make it worse. So let him fully recover when we come back to SA. Play Aiden McCarthy in that left back in the meantime. Khosi can play in that position as well. So I don't think it's a train smash if we put Ushinga on the side for now, if he's not fully fit to be performing, because then he gets exposed in South African football. Then you know what fans will do. They will not give him a rest. Which then brings us to Aiden McCarthy. And not just Aiden McCarthy, it also brings us to Umfundo Vilakazi. It also brings us to Uhlongwane. It also brings us to Umabaso. Why am I counting all these players? Because after this preseason, the players that we are talking about the most, one is Aiden McCarthy. The second one is Umabaso, because of the fact that most people hadn't watched him play, because a lot of people don't really watch DDC. So when they watched him on the senior team, they were like, look at this boy. He's giving us something. Fundo Vilakazi, again, he was just showing a lot of initiative and going forward that, hey, I can do something. Hlongwane comes in, he scores, while people were being critical of Silva, while Umoris was also not doing anything much. So now the focus, since the team has not signed any players who are really, we see that, or have done something much on those positions, right winger specifically, people are thinking Mfundo Vilakazi is the solution. Since we have not really, right now we're just talking about Shinga having some question marks over him, we're thinking Aiden McCarthy. Totally is injured, we're thinking Aiden McCarthy. We're thinking, yes, we signed Ndlovu, but no one has really played alongside Ucele. We're thinking, wait, Mabaso. I wonder if this is actually going to put too much pressure on the kids, because my thing about these young players who are getting promoted to the senior team of Kaizer Chiefs, they give us a lot. Like, they really do. But the thing is, there's a difference between ability to do something and the ability to do that thing consistently under pressure. Because we saw even Mdusha Balala, when they got promoted to the senior team, they were on fire. We're like, these boys are giving us something. But the pressure of playing for Chiefs, and then they had their periods where they were dipping, and then when the new season starts, because they're out of the pressure, then they come back up again, and then the pressure is too much, then they go down again. I hope that we have solutions to that. We give the responsibility to the experienced players, and then these ones can just come in and just, finish the job in matches. Which then brings us to Inacio Miguel, who will be as most likely right now the captain of Kaizer Chiefs. But his assistant, according to these reports, will be Brendan Peterson and Ukivin Msimango, who still has a lot to prove as well this season, because Msimango and Miguel might not just be sharing the captains the captaincy. They could also be sharing the position, because towards the end of the season we saw that Msimango was potentially coming back to what we know him as. But what do you guys think? Do you think we're expecting too much from the kids? Do let me know on the comment section below. And we're still here. If you like the content and you are interested in helping me get this chair, and by the way, shout out to Khosi fan who also contributed towards getting this chair. So now we're at 1,150 and our target is 2,200. So we are almost there. We are almost there. We just need 1,050 and then we're there. So you can contribute using this account so that I can then get that powerful chair and my edits and my support, my back could be supported while I'm creating and making this content. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumoy.